shadows of truth. Rain pelts the neon-lit streets of Austin, Texas, washing over the sidewalks of South Congress Avenue. The air carries the faint twang of a country guitar from inside Monroe's bar, a hole-in-the-wall joint where locals and tech bros mix over cheap beer and whiskey shots. Inside, Caleb Monroe, 45, wipes down the counter with a rag, his weathered hands moving on autopilot. His face lined with years of grief tells a story no one in the bar knows. 15 years ago, his son Ben, just 12, died in a hit-and-run on a back road outside town. The police called it a drunk driver, but no one was ever caught. Since then, Caleb's lived with a burning hatred for the faceless coward who stole his boy and left him to drown in questions. Tonight, though, something's about to shake that anger loose. Caleb's wiping glasses when Maya Delgado, his 28-year-old bartender, calls from the back door. "Caleb, you better come see this." Her voice is sharp, urgent. He steps outside into the alley rain, soaking his flannel shirt. There, slumped against a dumpster, is a man beaten and bloodied, his clothes torn. He's maybe 40 with a scruffy beard and a leather jacket that's seen better days. Caleb kneels, checking for a pulse. He's alive. Barely. "Maya, get me some towels and the first aid kit." Maya hurries inside, her sneakers splashing through puddles. Caleb's about to call 911 when something catches his eye, a silver chain around the man's neck, glinting in the dim streetlight. It's a pendant, a small star engraved with a bee. Caleb's breath catches. It's identical to the one he gave Ben for his 10th birthday, the one they never found after the crash. Maya returns with the supplies. "Who is he?" she asks, handing Caleb a towel. "No idea," he mutters, pressing it to the man's bloodied forehead. "But we're not calling the cops yet. Help me get him inside." They drag the man, who groans softly, into the bar's storage room. Caleb cleans the wounds, his hands steady from years as a cop. The man stirs, muttering, "Sorry. Didn't mean to. Forgive me." Caleb freezes. "Forgive you for what?" The man's eyes flutter unfocused. "The accident. I saw it." Caleb's heart pounds. "What accident?" But the man passes out again, leaving Caleb staring at the pendant, his mind racing back to that night 15 years ago when Ben's bike was found crumpled on a dark road. The next morning, Caleb sits at the bar, the pendant in his hand. Maya pours him coffee, her dark eyes studying him. "You okay, boss? You look like you saw a ghost." Caleb grips the pendant tighter. "This belonged to my son, Maya. Ben died in a hit-and-run. Cops said it was a drunk driver, but they never found him. This guy, Eddie, he said his name was he's wearing Ben's necklace." Maya's brow furrows. "That's heavy, Caleb. But maybe it's a coincidence people get similar jewelry all the time." Caleb shakes his head. "Not this one. I had it custom made, star with a B just for him. He's got answers, Maya. I need to know what he knows." Eddie wakes up later that day, groggy and confused. Caleb sits across from him in the storage room, the pendant dangling from his fingers. "Where'd you get this?" he asks, his voice low but sharp. Eddie squints, his voice hoarse. "Found it. Years ago. On a road outside Austin." Caleb's stomach twists. "What road?" Eddie rubs his temples. "Can't remember exactly. I was a trucker back then. Saw a wreck, a kid on a bike. I kept it to remind me." Caleb leans forward, his voice trembling. "Remind you of what?" Eddie looks away. "Of what I didn't do. I should have stopped, but I was scared." Caleb's fists clench. "You were there. You saw who hit my son." Eddie shakes his head. "I didn't see the driver, just the aftermath." "I'm sorry, man. I've been carrying that guilt forever." Caleb storms out, his mind a storm of rage and confusion. Maya follows, grabbing his arm. "Caleb, slow down. You don't know if he's lying or just messed up. Don't let this eat you alive." Caleb pulls away. "He knows something, Maya. I've spent 15 years hating a ghost. If he's got even a piece of the truth, I'm getting it. Maya sighs, her voice soft. I get it. But hate's a heavy load. Trust me, I know. My dad was a drunk, wrecked our family. I've been running from that my whole life. Caleb looks at her, seeing the pain in her eyes. You never told me that. She shrugs. Not exactly bar talk, but I'm telling you now, don't let this destroy you. Over the next week, Caleb dives into the past. He digs through old police files using contacts from his cop days. Maya helps her tech skills uncovering digital archives he'd never have found alone. They learn Eddie was a trucker for Lone Star Freight, a shady company tied to illegal hauling. A 2010 article mentions a hit-and-run matching Ben's case with a white truck spotted nearby, but no arrests. Caleb confronts Eddie again, his voice cold. You worked for Lone Star. They covered something up, didn't they? Eddie's eyes dart nervously. I don't know, man. I was low on the totem pole. But yeah, they weren't clean. Sometimes we hauled stuff off the books. Caleb presses. Stuff like what Eddie hesitates. I don't know. I just drove. But that night, I saw the truck. It was one of ours. Caleb's obsession grows, but so does his bond with Maya. Late nights at the bar turn into long talks. She tells him about her daughter Sophia, a 6-year-old with a laugh that lights up the world. I'm working double shifts to give her a better life, Maya says, wiping down the bar. My dad's mistakes aren't hers. Caleb nods, his voice soft. You're a hell of a mom, Maya. Ben would have liked you. She smiles, brushing her hair back. He sounds like a great kid. Tell me about him. Caleb's eyes soften. He was always building things, model cars, forts in the backyard. Loved stars, wanted to be an astronaut. That's why I gave him the pendant. They share a quiet moment, the bar empty except for them. One night they're closing up when Maya pulls up a grainy security video from a gas station near the crash site, dated the night Ben died. It shows a white truck, Lone Star's logo, barely visible. Caleb's heart races. That's it. That's the truck. Maya frowns. Caleb, this is big. Lone Star's huge now. If they covered this up, they'll fight dirty to keep it buried. Caleb's jaw tightens. Let them try. I'm not stopping until I know who was driving. The next day, Caleb tracks down Rachel Carter, a lawyer for Lone Star Freight, now a major logistics firm. They meet at a sleek downtown office, her polished smile not matching her cold eyes. Mr. Monroe. I understand your loss, but digging up old cases won't help anyone. Let it go. Caleb leans forward. I've got a video, Rachel. A Lone Star truck at the scene of my son's death. You want that on the news? Her smile falters. You're making a mistake. People like you don't take on companies like us and win. Caleb stands. Watch me. Back at the bar, Maya's worried. Caleb. These people play dirty. They could come after your bar, your life. Caleb shakes his head. I've got nothing left to lose, Maya, except maybe you and Sophia. She blushes, then punches his arm. Don't get all sappy on me, Monroe, but I'm in. Let's find the truth. Together they dig deeper, finding a retired cop who worked the case. He confirms Lone Star paid off investigators to bury evidence. The driver was a guy named Vince, a hotshot who disappeared after the crash. Eddie wasn't driving, the cop says. He was just a witness too scared to talk. Caleb confronts Eddie again, this time softer. You saw it happen, didn't you? Why'd you keep the pendant? Eddie's voice cracks. I found it in the dirt next to the kid's bike. I wanted to turn it in, but Lone Star threatened me. Said they'd pin it on me if I talked. I kept it to remind me I'm a coward. Caleb's anger fades, replaced by pity. You're not a coward, Eddie. You're here now. Help me make this right. Eddie nods, tears in his eyes. Okay, I'll tell you everything I know. The breakthrough comes when Maya finds an old employee record linking Vince to a current Lone Star exec, now a VP named Tom Hargrove. Caleb and Maya organize a meeting at the bar, inviting Eddie, Rachel, and Hargrove. The bar's quiet, the rain outside a steady drumbeat. Caleb lays out the evidence, the video, the cop's testimony, Eddie's story. Hargrove laughs, his voice oily. "You've got nothing, Monroe. A grainy video and a washed-up trucker. Good luck in court." Rachel chimes in. "Drop this or we'll sue you for defamation. Your bar will be a parking lot by next month." Caleb doesn't flinch. He plays the video on a laptop, the white truck clear as day. Eddie stands, his voice shaking but firm. "I was there, Hargrove. You were Vince's buddy. You knew he was drunk that night. You helped him disappear." Hargrove's face pales. "You can't prove that." Caleb leans in. "I don't need to. This video's going to every news outlet in Texas by morning. You're done." Rachel tries to interrupt, but Maya cuts her off. "Save it, lady. We've got backups of everything. Try us." The room goes quiet. Hargrove slumps his bravado, gone. "It was an accident," he mutters. Vince panicked. "We couldn't let the company take the hit." Caleb's voice is low, dangerous. "My son took the hit, a 12-year-old kid who just wanted to ride his bike home." Hargrove looks away, ashamed. Rachel stands. "We'll settle this quietly, Mr. Monroe. Name your price." Caleb shakes his head. "I don't want your money. I want Vince in court. And I want the world to know what you did." After they leave, Caleb turns to Eddie. "Why'd you keep that pendant all these years?" Eddie sighs. "I saw your kid's face in my dreams every night. Keeping it felt like, I don't know, like I was holding on to a piece of him. For you." Caleb's eyes well up. He hands Eddie the pendant. "Keep it. Ben would have wanted someone to carry it." They share a nod, two broken men finding a piece of peace. The next week, Caleb leaks the video to a local news station. The story explodes, and Lone Star's stock plummets. Vince is arrested, and Hargrove resigns. Caleb's bar becomes a local legend, packed with supporters. Maya, inspired, applies for a grant to start her community center for kids like Sophia. Caleb helps donating part of the settlement he eventually wins from Lone Star. Eddie finding purpose volunteers at the center, teaching kids to fix bikes. One evening, Caleb, Maya, and Sophia stand outside the new community center, its sign glowing under Austin's pink sunset. Sophia tugs Caleb's hand. "Your mom's hero, you know that." Caleb laughs, ruffling her hair. "Nah, kid. Your mom's the real hero." Maya smiles, her hand brushing his. "We're a pretty good team, Monroe." Caleb nods, his heart lighter than it's been in years. He hangs Ben's pendant on the center's wall, a quiet tribute. For the first time in 15 years, he feels whole. As they watch the sunset, Caleb knows the truth didn't bring Ben back, but it gave him something else, a new family, a purpose, and a chance to heal. He looks at Maya and Sophia, the city humming around them, and thinks, this is what Ben would have wanted. A life built on truth, not shadows. So what would you do if you were Caleb? Would you chase the truth no matter the cost, or let the past stay buried? Drop your thoughts below. And if this story hit you, stick around for the next one. It's got a twist that'll make your heart race.